The process of figuratively picking up your on-premises application and dropping it onto a server running on a cloud provider is called lifting and shifting. It's the simplest method available for migrating your application to the cloud. It doesn't require any particular cloud skills or knowledge other than adding some user authentication, configuring the appropriate routes in the VPC, and getting the dependencies installed and the database up and running. It can all be done in a day or less. Now, you have to consider that this method means bringing all of the application issues experienced on premises right along over to the cloud. There won't be any miracles with this migration method. In fact, problems and costs can begin to accelerate quickly upon the realization that some performance improvements can be achieved by allocating more cloud resources to the application, thus driving up the costs, and an unfortunate surprise may be waiting at the end of the month. Chances are you aren't moving to the cloud so you can give your application more resources on demand. It probably wasn't under-resourced on premises. It was probably experiencing challenges from outdated, confusing, and overly patched code. That's not to say cloud migration can't or shouldn't be done. It should. In fact, AWS has a service called AWS Server Migration Service to assist in the process. You have to start somewhere. You just have to be aware of when you're throwing money at an engineering problem and formulate a plan of action to address the application shortfalls after the migration. Depending on the application, serious consideration should be given to initiating a re-engineering project to modernize the application and give it a chance to operate at its highest potential. If it's a foundational application that does a lot of heavy lifting, runs long processes, and experiences consistent traffic, it's not a good candidate for serverless architecture. But that doesn't mean it can't benefit from a cloud-focused redesign. These applications can benefit from resource-optimized EC2 instances, application load balancers, and the favor of being matched with a database that is appropriate for the application instead of the database that is the corporate standard. Applications that can most benefit from cloud-native redesign are lightweight applications whose actions can be driven by events. Events trigger serverless functions to execute and can be actions like API requests, files being uploaded, and messages being added to a queue. Because serverless architecture is built by function, it becomes clear why applications with lots of events and long-running functions would be too costly to run under a serverless paradigm.